Today we're going to talk about the tips and tricks I've learned since I started brewing in a bag about 4 months ago, maybe 5. I haven't been brewing this way for a while, so it kind of makes me feel like a poser, but then I remembered I am a poser. So I decided to make this video anyways, and huge shout out to Trent, aka The Brew Show, for opening up a whole new world for me. Quick insight, brew in a bag, or BIAB, is brewing all grain beer in a single vessel system. It is by far the fastest and most affordable way to all grain homebrew. So today, we're gonna go over 7 tips to save you money, time, and potential injury. Not 6 tips.
No, not 6. I said 7.
Number 1.
Be aggressive milling your grain. Since you cannot get a stuck mash, you're not transferring your wort where you can get it stuck. You're just pulling the bag out. Mill it twice. Mill it 3 times. Adjust your rollers so the gap is smaller. Put them in a coffee blender if you want to spend all day milling grain. Hey, live your life. And while you're at it, the dumbest thing you can buy in homebrewing is one of those $500 mills that comes with a motor and a table. Just make your own table. Use a $30 drill. Let me know in the comments section what is the dumbest homebrewing item you've ever bought.
Number 2.
Use a barbecue tray, but if you don't have a barbecue tray, use an oven rack over a pulley system. Pulley system is good if you're doing big batches and you're solo, but oven racks work great for 5-gallon batches. If you have an oven, then you have an oven rack, which means you don't have to spend any money. I do have a pulley system, but I'm not going to use it until I ever go back to 10-gallon batches.
Number 3.
What bag to use? These ones work okay. This is the more traditional approach, but I'm always spilling out the sides and my sparge gets all kind of lumpy and it looks like it's only coming through some of the bag. So I like to go with a metal grain basket. It's more money up front, but it's light years easier to clean, and I get a way better sparge. I've got a few of them. Some of these will last you forever. And any product that outlives you, well, that's a good product. I'm buying mine a la carte. You really need to hone in your dimensions if you plan on using a metal grain basket. Use a ruler to check out the dimensions of your boil kettle, and then find something online that'll fit inside. And real quick, I do not recommend DIYing this. I tried to find a big stainless steel pail and wanted to drill a ton of holes in it, but I quickly found out it was not worth it. Some things in life you DIY, some things you don't.
Number 4.
This is optional. Maybe use some heat gloves. This is kind of your call. If you brew long enough, sooner or later you're gonna get burned, electrocuted, or maybe even cut a finger once or twice. So these gloves are just an affordable preventative measure. I've burned my eyebrows off twice, been electrocuted a couple times, and I burn myself every single time I try to use pumps. So I'm always kind of worried about being cautious without breaking the bank. These are $30, but I do use them for food, handling meat, barbecuing, etc.
Number 5.
Temp Control is kind of the tricky one with brew in a bag if you're not using an electric system. Some people use a heat wrap. I've used a heat wrap. I never really had success with it and I got electrocuted. Some people use sleeping bags or coats with bungee cords. You can jimmy rig it to save some money, but it can be pretty messy. What I recommend is using a sous vide stick. Mine works up to 200 degrees Fahrenheit for a 5-gallon batch, so that's more than good for mashing and sparging. The colder place you're brewing, the faster you're gonna lose temperature. So I especially recommend the sous vide stick if you're living in colder parts of the world. Number 6, use an inkbird if you want a bigger grain basket. Your thermometer probe might stick out and block your grain basket. So it could block your grain from being submerged. Not a big deal, you could just keep stirring it in. But if you wanna make sure it fits snug, unscrew your thermometer, screw on one of these things. And I have to stress this enough. You really do want to make sure your kettle and your grain basket go hand in hand if you want to go the stainless steel basket route. A power move is grinding the legs off your grain basket. I haven't done it yet, but I've certainly thought about it. And last but not least, number 7, subscribe to the Hoppy Hour live stream where we talk about everything related to beer and brewing.